welcome to Angling For You. Been a long time coming. Firstly, I'm going to apologise for not putting the videos up as fast as we have been doing with obviously the rubbish weather we've been having, but not only that, we're just taking on a new job and it's took a lot of my time to start off with until we've got it running. So we're back, we're ready. 2018, we're going to smash it this year. So today we started off with a nice, easy, simple session. It's just crept into April. Spring's, well, we hope's coming. We've had a terrible amount of rain though this last sort of week ago. The temperatures are yo-yo between low numbers between 4 and 5 right up to now 12 degrees today. So it's a very strange April and bank holiday. So what we're going to do today is target pretty much anything that swims, silvers, and the little stocky carp that are in here. Really light, really simple setup. I'm fishing with, I'm feeding, should I say, just hard 4mm pellets. Really simple fish meal ones, sinkers, and we're going to feed it out to the island with a couple of grains of corn. We're not going bonkers. We've got a small cad pot on. We're talking probably 5 or 6 pellets and 1 grain of corn every time that we go out there. And then we're alternating the hook baits between a Ringer's 4.5mm expander and a single grain of sweet corn. So it couldn't really be much simpler today. I'm fishing in a little hollowed out piece of island. I'm not fishing right up because it does shallow up to 6 inches there. I'm fishing off about it sort of maybe 8 inches, 9 inches away, and this is the rig that we've got today. So we've got a 0.2 style island or margin rig, quite a thick bristle on there for easy to see from distance, but mainly the hardiness if it's going to get dragged through these reeds. And there's no shot down the line. It's 013 power line and it's all the way down to 2 number 8s, and I've got that right above the hook link. What I'm wanting is a nice gradual fall so I can just gently lay it into the island as it's on a slope. I don't really want to be snagging anything or anything like that. It'll fall gradual and it's down to a size 18 Preston hook. It's just a single pellet hook, and it's the bottom's an 012 bottom, and we've got about 6 inches of that. So really simple. The elastic we've got on is a number 4 hollow. It's really stretchy, really light, as you can imagine, but when we've got the pulley kit we can power it up if we hook anything half decent. So as you can see from here, we're fishing about two and a bit feet, which is about right for this pond. You're looking at about 3.5 foot in the middle. If it were really cold and it were hard and it gets hard, that's where I'll pull. As you can see, there's a swirl out there, so that's obviously a positive note. I have seen a few swirls, but we've also got the margins to my left and, like I say, down the track if things do get hard. I'm only on a short session today. It's more about how I approach that trading from winter into April. And the thing really need to get to understand is feeding. Now obviously we're not in summer, so that feeding's got to be a lot more gentler. So when we're preparing today, we haven't potted a ton of feed in. Literally probably 10 of those small sinkable pellets and a couple of grains of corn, and then probably I'll go out with some on this one, but we're talking 2 or 3 pellets and a grain of corn every time or every other time we go in, depending on what's happening with the swim, if there's fish there, if we're getting bites. But what we wanted to do is the fish aren't as hungry at the moment. If it had been warmer for a longer time, we might go a bit more, but it has been cold. There's a lot of rain, like I said, so we're going to go steady first. If the fish are really having it, then we'll up the feed rate, and we'll talk about that as we go on. But to start off, all I'm going to do is hook a single grain of corn just through the edge. Plenty of hook showing, and like I said before, we're going to feed, but we're only going to feed, we're talking 4 pellets there just to start it off. The water is coloured, and I'll put a grain of corn in there as well. The water is coloured, that's due to all the rain that we've had, so you've got to take that into consideration. That's why I'm going to start with the sweet corn, as it's a bright colour and it's also quite pungent in smell. So that's why I'm going to start with the corn, which is where you get your dyed baits or your standout baits. Sometimes work well, red corn, sometimes works well in winter as well. I haven't got any of that today, or I ain't got any dye actually to dye that, but it does do fare well sometimes in winter, or into April as we are now. But to be honest, the conditions we've had over the last 3 weeks have been nothing less than Arctic really. So just got a couple of drops in there. I'm just going to gently lay in that rig now. I've got 13 metres on to get to this island today. I've got an extra dolly bot on, which is always good if you've got one, for a little bit of strength, gives a little bit of rigidity to the pole, and obviously if you're leaning on it with your arm, obviously it's good to use it. Most dollies that you get nowadays are reversible as well, so you can put that in your 11 metres, or you can put that into your 13 metres. As you can see with the rain, it's been on and off all morning whilst I've been setting up and while I've been watching out the window at home. I'm hoping that we're going to get more pockets of this brighter weather, if I'm honest, but we'll see. One thing I will say when you're fishing these sort of little snaggy areas is, once you do hook the fish, try and get that tip, get a good couple of backwards pulls on your pole, and try and get the tip sunk sort of as soon as you can. Even if it's a small fish, it just discourages it from going under the snags, or it gives you the first chance to get a little bit of power behind it before it does get under the snags and turn it away. A little tiny bite there, and maybe have a small fish. That was just on the expander pellet. Just gonna get another expander on and hopefully have it this time. Just gonna go through expander pellets because I do mine a little bit different to everybody else's, mate. Mainly the fact that I soak them, but I don't put them in a pump. So I soak them, and as you can see, they all float. And all I do is just grab one and give it a squeeze underwater, and it sinks, and that's it. It'll come back to its natural shape, and all I've done is squeeze all the air that was inside it out when it was under the water and let it absorb, like fill back up with water instead, and then obviously now it'll sink. It's just something. My pump broke one day and I tried it, and it was just one of those, and I've never looked back from it. So if you haven't got a pump, you don't need to buy one. Obviously they're good, and there's some great ones on the market, but I just don't bother with them anymore. I just do it that way. It's never let me down, and it always seems to work, and it always seems to catch the fish. Compared to doing it with a pump, it does the exact same thing in my opinion, but it's just one extra bit of kit you don't need to carry around with you, and just a nice quick and easy tip there. So we've got the first culprit of the day, and as I expected with the using the expanders, you would get the smaller fish. I thought it was a silver, but it looks like some form of hybrid, and it's certainly lively, that is for sure. So we've definitely hybridised with a carp of some sort. That's a nice little start. If there's some fish, let's put a single corn on and see if we can guide out a little bit of stamp fish. So, but at least there's some fish biting, and that's the main thing. Like I say, this time of year, it's not about getting hundreds and hundreds of pounds fishing. Yeah, you'll get those venues and those freak days that you will catch a good stamp or a venue where the fish turn on and they're a bit bigger. But these little snake lakes, these little sort of backyard and pond style venues with a fish stamp is around £1 average. We're just looking to get something going and just try and get a run of fish going. And like I say, it's a little pleasure session today. It's nothing, no practicing, no nothing. It's getting back into the season and the new year. It's a little bob on the corn, which is could be a little fish there, and it could be a bit bigger stamp. Judging by the touches on the float, it's a bit bigger, which is nice. Little carp of some description, stocky, I would assume. Just moved into that little bit of feed. If you see what I meant by sort of shipping back the section as quick as you can, because even with this light elastic, they don't hang about the straight under those snags when you're fishing an island peg. I'll just grab hold of him for you. Nice and lively for this time of year. There we go. Nice little sort of almost ghosted baby stocky common, and it's a good start. 2 in succession is always a positive. So what I've done, I'll put in a couple of pellets to start off with, just trickling it in, and I will get in the odd tap. But what I've done, like I said earlier on, by guiding it, is just put up the feeding by just maybe sort of up to about 15 pellets or so, and that's brought me those 2 fish back to back. But we'll just see how that continues to progress. The only thing we're going to be fighting today is this wind. It's on and off, is this crosswind. Unfortunately, this venue's known, this peg on this venue is known for quite a difficult one when the wind picks up, as the wind just sort of goes down in almost in like an alley. Maybe that we have to lengthen the piece of line to the hook to allow and back shot a little bit to allow us to hold it in place, but we'll see. But that little carp that we just had, that's sort of the average stamp that we'll be looking for. You tend to get you a bit bigger stamp summer months. Certainly when it gets warmer, you'll still catch a lot of the little ones, but you can target the bigger ones. That's another fish now. Again, hit the bite and steer it out of the peg. Keep the tip low and the elastic do the work. Not a huge fish again, but still nice to catch in the winter or the early April as we're in now. Still another little stocky carp, around a pound size, I would say. A bit more difficult when you're playing to keep the tip low. With obviously you've got the elevated pegs. Yeah, it's about a pound again. Nice, got one of the golden coloured ones. A little bit of a red tinge to the to the fin. There we go. And the net. It's a little bit bigger than the last one. Perfectly hooked in the lip. Looking on for the £2 sort of range. Nice fish. So you see those little different changes then from having the expander pellet, just going back to that corn and trying that obviously is doing the trick. As I suspected it would as well, with it being cloudier water, muddier water today. I would have thought it would have been the trick, and obviously so far it seems to be proving me right. And just a quick one on that. If you notice then, just putting the pellets in when there's dry as well, they do bounce out. Sometimes you can put a shaker pot lid on, of course you can. And it's just me being a bit lazy. But just to put out there for the comments below, what's your most annoying thing in fishing? Mine has to be bouncing something out of the pot. That and birds. See if we can have another one for camera. Sun's come out a little bit, which is nice. Into another fish. This time on the expander pellet. Like I said before, you've got to keep a little bit more wary when you're playing them off these elevated platforms. Well, ghosty, I think this one. Another little ghosty. Nice one to finish on. Beautiful little fish to finish on. Let's get him back. Well guys, thank you for watching. Obviously I apologise again for the sort of drop in videos over the sort of December to April period. Getting on it back on it. Hopefully we'll get plenty more videos done, and thanks for watching. Subscribe and like. Join us on the Angling for You Facebook group. Share with your friends. Tatlines.